Yo, what's poppin' YouTube fam? I'm Shampoo. You're the shampooers, and we are the resistance, yo. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out my dope ass ish. I'm about to tell a story real quick. Hopefully it's helpful for some of y'all. Hopefully you get something out of it. If not, maybe you could just start cutting your shirt like me in the shoulders and then, humble yourself a little bit. Nobody wants to be like, I mean, I used to want to be the cool guy. I used to want to be the guy that had the nice clothes and stuff, but I don't want to be better than nobody. So, I'm ready for bed. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce. I'm comfortable. I might take the $17 Casio, the cheapest version of a G-Shock. It doesn't even say G-Shock, but it's the same company. Close enough. And it's $17. So ain't nobody going to be like, yo, he's trying to scam on our squirrel because ain't no squirrel coming to this fucking peanut jar, yo. Anyway, what kind of person are you? Are you the kind of person that knows what you want? Do you know what you want? Or do you just walk into that room or you walk into that bathroom and it's all dark and you don't even turn the light on because you're like, you know what? I don't even know what I want. I'm gonna bump into some shit today. I'm gonna piss on the floor maybe. Maybe you are like that and that's fine. That's fine. But some people, they know what they want and they turn that light on. Or maybe they just keep it off. But they know what they want and they go get it. And that's what I'm going to help y'all out with today because some of your imaginations are fucking broke. And I need to fix that shit because you were really good at it when you were a kid and you could make that cardboard box fly to Mars because it was some spaceship. Or you could sail it across the ocean like it was some Viking pirate ship. Or whatever the fuck you want it to be. Lock your little brother in there, make him fucking cry for 3 hours. Tell your mom spanks your ass with a belt, and then you never do that shit again. And now you have a problem imagining because you got the belt when you were little. Some stuff like that, right? So basically, we get older and we're getting told every reason why that cardboard box cannot be a ship. And we start believing it, right? Well, I'm here to tell you every reason why it still can be and even more. Because I want to tell you that the illusion of what's going on, what your circumstances are, is not going to define anything, right? That's why this is a magical, fun, amazing time to be in, and to even be able to forget that you are the creator, that you are the one, that the only source, you are all that is expressing itself through this version of you or me. I'm just one small application of the expression of the whole, and when I die, just like when you pop into a dream, you don't really know, you just fell asleep and boom, you're in that dream. Well, to me, that's how it's going to be when you die. You're out of this expression into a new one, whatever that may look like, right? So because you are a God, because you're here to express your own unique experience, then you should basically try to make that experience happen and stop saying every reason why it won't and every reason why you're not worthy of it, and start thinking about everything exciting that it brings and is going to bring to you when it starts happening. Because you better believe, if you can think about it, if you can imagine it, then you're tuning into that frequency of that reality that already does exist. Because if you can think about it, it has to have happened. It has to be valid. It has to be something that you can experience, otherwise you couldn't imagine it or think it. And I don't care how weird it is. If you can think of it, it's happened. Don't try to define it. Don't try to understand it. Some parts about life are just impossible to understand, and some of the mystery is good. So don't try to define everything and don't try to make it all work, because just let it plant the seed and let you can know what you know, and you can express that you want to know everything and that you do know everything. And guess what? Every moment that you follow your heart and you do what your heart's guiding you to do, because you better believe whatever it is that you want to experience, your heart is going to match up with that. The feelings of what you're doing is going to match up with that. If your goal is to get a six-pack and that's just your vision of what you want to see yourself as, every time you do something that's bringing you closer to that, you're going to know, because your heart is going to be reminding you, yeah, you did the right thing. You're doing the right thing. And you're going to get excited about it. But every time you take a shortcut or you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to feel shitty about yourself. And that's not a good feeling to get used to. So here's how this works, right? So 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I'm living on my brother's couch for $200 a month. The couch was too small for me even to sleep on it, so I had my legs all up on the fucking angle and shit. not very comfortable, but I wasn't complaining, right? But I still wasn't thinking about my situation good. Because how can you think about yourself in any sort of good light if you know you're not doing everything good for that vision you have, right? And I definitely was not in a situation that I wanted to be in, right? So I've been having this experience for like the last 6 years, this wake up, this whole like analyzation, this awareness that's been changing. And as of like the last month, it's finally settled in that I know what it is and I know what's been going on and I know what's been guiding me. Because I used to think there was like this hierarchy of like angels and guides, and maybe this was just my guide that was guiding me through all these magical lessons and teaching me through all these weird like aware, like I would have like these weird like things where I'd be like, oh, that fire alarm, I bet it's never gone off, and then boo, it goes off. I'm like, oh my god, like that's when it hits you, and it may not be important that the fire alarm went off or anything like that, but what's important is that I was notified that something with the fire alarm could happen, and then it did. And it's a bunch of those experiences, those intuitive, just weird coincidences that you're thinking about. But believe me, all that is knows exactly what you need to experience, and it can only give you those experiences that you actually project and you're actually wanting. And it may throw you a couple bones and like say, hey, check this out, every time you look at the clock it's 11:11 or it's 11:22 or whatever that is, and you're going, whoa, because that's how it communicates with us through every single possible way it can. Whether it's something you hear when the radio's on that you needed to hear, whether it's something you see on a sign that you read when you're driving by. If you're paying attention, every single moment, the creator or you is trying to guide you to whatever it is that you want to experience in your heart. And whatever it is that you project out is what it's going to reflect and give you back. So, what I'm trying to say here is your current feelings, your current situation, your current beliefs, your current thought, and your worth, and your whatever it is you think about yourself is setting up for what's coming, right? And it's not what's physically happening now that's defining you or what you can or can't do, right? It's the people who say, I can't get this car because I don't have this job, and I can't get this job because I don't have this schooling. I don't have this schooling because I didn't have the money, whatever. That road goes all the way down to doubt and never getting what you want and never experiencing what you want. So here's what you got to do: devalue everything. It's all earth. That window is just glass. That glass is sand that got heated up into a window. That table is just a wooden tree. Your house is just a wooden tree that got cut down, shaped, and nailed up, right? That metal in your phone, that metal in that gold around your freaking necklace or your neck, that's all just come from a freaking some mine in some country where they're digging a bunch of soft metals, hard metals, all sorts of metals out of the earth. What I'm trying to say, guys, is it's all earth. It's all just earth being refreshed or redesigned, cut up, chopped up, heated up, and put together for some tool for you to have an experience. But your imagination and your thoughts are where it all starts. I mean, how do you think all this all got here? This is all just an expression, one huge expression of that which we all are, which is awareness. So you don't have to define anything. Like if you get upset or mad, that's just a feeling. It's when you define it and give it a word. Oh, mad. No, it's just an expression. It's a valid, unique expression, and every one of them is the same as far as value goes. As far as the creator knowing that you can't bring anything to the other side with you, once you split from the body, you're back to all that is. You're back to that awareness until you're having a new experience or a new dream. And to the creator, every single experience is valid. Every single expression is valid, whether that's the most lacking, depressed, deep state of depression or the most excited, fulfilled, abundant state of expression. They're both just as valid. They're both part of the awareness. They're both part of the expression. They're all that is, and everything in between is part of this contrast that we call life and experience. So, here's what you do. After you devalue everything, you can now all of a sudden think of yourself as being worthy of everything because it's all just here as a tool for you to have an experience. So if you want to experience what it's like to live in a 3-story mansion, then guess what? Don't try to define how, don't try to define when or why. Just picture it. Hold on to the excitement that it brings you till you get goosebumps, and you better write that shit down every day if it's something you really want. And you better dedicate a big part of your mental thoughts to that vision. Too many people out here got so much shit running through their head that they can't even focus on what it is that they really want. They're like, I gotta pick up this from the dry cleaner, and then I gotta go grocery shopping, and I got this sink full of dishes, and I got all this vacuuming and ironing, and they don't even have time to think about anything else because they're so freaking brainwashed and so much shit going through their head. No, take your thoughts back too. Your imagination is huge because it's literally what's coming, right? If you want to have something happen, you got to imagine it first, and you got to hold on to it because that frequency is happening. If you can think about yourself in that house, then there is a version of you that lives in that house already. I mean, you may not be able to physically see it right now or physically experience it, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is the physical circumstance and the physical experience is not any more real than than the mental projection and the mental imagination of it, right? Like, it's just as real, and that's how you get to certain things, and that's how you experience things as a creator, as a god. You just simply think about it and you get excited about it because the reality doesn't know how to mirror a lie. So if you're saying, my roommates suck, I sleep on the couch, I got to take the bus to work, and it's all just making these shitty feelings, then you're going to get the mirror back of what you're actually putting out. Now, if you change that and you're grateful and you're like, I'm on the couch, but at least I'm not on the floor. Yes, I don't have a car right now, but at least the bus goes right by my house. Yes, my roommates suck, but at least I got this nicer place and I know what kind of roommate I want next time. Yes, everything is just serving a purpose to bring you that much closer to what you do want. So if you see something or experience something you don't like, get excited about it because it's bringing you closer to the one you do. And you can get excited about it because you know circumstances don't matter, because I just told you they don't matter. What matters is how you feel and what you see and what you project. And make sure that shit ain't nothing from your ego. I want some 10-story mansion on a fucking island that I live on by myself. Yeah, that may be something you can imagine, and it may be something you can even experience, but is it coming from the ego? Is it coming from something you really want? Is it coming from you saying, yo, I want to have a family and 2 kids, and this house represents me and what I like, and it represents comfort, and it's going to allow me to be at home as equal as I'm doing other things to work or support my family, but I can also be at home with them, or whatever that is. I mean, there's a difference between an egotistic fueled vision that's not really serving you and a vision of something you really can attain as far as practical and what's really, I mean, it doesn't have to be something small or limited, but just something that's truly what you want to experience. Whatever car that is, whatever job that is, whatever kind of people you want to be around, the kind of person you want to meet. If you want to meet this nice, cool person who's very motivated and always doing their best to be their best version, then you should probably do the same thing, because that's what's going to line your paths up, right? If you want to experience that person, you have to think about that person and everything that they do that makes you happy and every reason why you deserve that, right? And once you can hold on to that feeling and you can hold on to that expression, you're automatically on that frequency now until you dive back down and start talking about every reason why you shouldn't have that person or can't or won't, or why they aren't coming or why they haven't come. That's all bullshit. That's all lack. That's coming from a dualistic idea, right? When you say good, you give room for the bad. When you say bad, you give room for the good. But you don't need to have either one of those definitions. They're just what is, right? I fell off a skateboard, right? And I crashed and burned. And I got up and said, man, that could have been a lot worse. And I went off and I said, that ain't going to affect my day one bit. Never thought about it again. But I could give you 100 reasons why it sucks. And I can give you 100 reasons why I could have saved my life. And I can give you 100 reasons why I didn't crash again after that. Either way, I can tell you that if you just think about every single thing in the best possible way you can, it's always going to be bringing a better reflection around the corner. And if that time, at that moment, that reflection sucks, get excited about it, because it's going to be showing you or leading you back down the path that doesn't suck. Because when you're experiencing something you don't like, it's bringing you that much closer to what you do like. And when you're experiencing something you do like, it feels good and it's great. So feel it. And give yourself permission to visualize, and feel and express, and just knowing that it's coming, because that's how this works. It's all frequency and vibrations, and they're all going on at the same time, just like a radio, right? All those stations are going on at once, but it's the one you tune into that you're gonna experience and listen to, right? And if you look at that radio as like all the different versions of you, if you're tuned into like that fucking 89.5 very bottom station, and that's the shitty station with all the commercials on it, then that's the shit you're gonna listen to all the time. But if you realize that the circumstances don't matter and you reach your happy ass back over there, turn that fucking knob, listen to your heart guiding you, because it's always going to be telling you whether you're doing the right thing or not, and you turn that shit up to fucking 107.7, the highest frequency you can get into, then you're going to be listening to that and experiencing everything that has to do with. But anytime you're feeling lack, anytime you're not grateful, anytime you're projecting that feeling of I don't deserve this, or this is why I can't, this is why it sucks, this is why everything sucks, then it's gonna keep sucking. And you're freaking God, yo. You're here to experience your creation in whatever way you want to do that. So if you have any questions, rewind the video and watch it again until you get it. Peace.